that announcement. So with that being said, it's tough to segue, but I want the opportunity to do so now. I've been talking about it for weeks on end, and I bring in my dear friend, Gene Williams, founder and administrator of Warchant.com. By now, it's not a mystery if you're tuned in to what's about to be said here, but I am pleased to announce that the future home of the Jeff Cameron Show will be on Warchant.com, also with our partners at 93.3 FM Real Talk Radio. So that is going to happen, and we'll get into the subsequent details in just a moment. But, Gene, it is good to have you in studio, sir. How about this, huh? First of all, thanks, brother. I'm so excited. And to all the people on the boards right now, on Warchant.com, on the YouTube channel, I can't tell you how excited I am to join the team and to carry on the tradition of the Jeff Cameron Show and covering Florida State and all of college sports for that matter. And I'm able to do that thanks in large part because of Eugene and what we were able to work out.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I know now we're live on YouTube. We've already getting close to 1,000 people already watching live. And I want to say Jeff did intro talking about Coach Bowden, or our prayers are to Coach Bowden and his family. And it's a somber day. We had a discussion, should we postpone this? But we do want to acknowledge that we recognize that, and again, I know it's a cliche, but he's a better person than he is a coach. And to having to deal with him, I've covered him for 25 years. You said he allowed you to be out there. When I first got out there, I mean, we were the scourge. Internet did some crazy fad, but he allowed me. Most coaches were not letting internet people out there. He did. He was great to me. I'm so thankful to him and just all the wonderful things he's done for thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. He's just a great human being. So again, I want to acknowledge that first. But yes, on a positive note, Jeff, I'm so excited. We've known each other for so long. We're good friends, been work colleagues. It just seemed like a match made in heaven. When you started approaching me about this, it was just click, 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 click. This works. This works. Wait, this is perfect. Yeah, that falls into place. And then, of course, Tom bringing. But yes, Tom will be back with Jeff.
Yeah.
So the dynamic duo will be back in action. Excited about that. And it'll be starting up in a couple of weeks. You mentioned 93.3 here in Tallahassee. A nice thing also, in addition to radio in Tallahassee, this YouTube channel, if you're watching this live or you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, we're able to do those. You can do that every single day now on Warchant's channels. We will have his show streamed live, including Seminole Headlines. Yes, Ira and the infamous Corey Clark will be back in action. We're hoping to also stream that live, so you will see what shenanigans this three can get into when you put them all in a room on a live video. I don't know. We might have to have someone in here to hit the censor button, especially with Corey. Get a little ornery there sometimes, but very exciting, Jeff. Happy to have you part of the team. Really has created the ultimate dream team here at Warchant.com. I couldn't be more thrilled. We've got a video come up that we pre-recorded last night, but I said it then. It's just I feel like a proud papa bringing all these great people, just great professionals. They know what they're doing, but also these are wonderful people who love hanging out with each other, sharing a cold one, sharing stories, having a laugh. I mean, it's great, and I think that's gonna transfer to what we do, whether it's on the radio, podcast, video. I think you're going to see that genuineness be all together. And
a shared passion too, Gene. That's the thing. It's early on, and I know we do have the video that's going to roll where we have a larger discussion about me joining the team, and I'm very excited to do it, obviously. But I think back to days, I've brought this up on the air many times before, when I was in school and I was covering, in my head, I was covering Florida State. What would it be like? I remember sitting over at Dick Howser Stadium in the bleachers doing homework, thinking, wouldn't it be really cool one day to be able to cover Florida State, baseball, football, basketball, the whole thing. And then several years later, it happened, and we met almost immediately because I began really a radio career that goes back to 97. But by the time I got into Tallahassee, it's 98. And, you're already up and running with the website, and we forged a partnership pretty early on, and really remarkable. And we've always shared a passion. We didn't always agree on everything, but when it was always amicable and professional, but also we forged a friendship. So to have this chance now to join forces with you and to be able to thoroughly cover this multimedia with all of my friends, and I call these folks friends at Warchant.com as well as coworkers now. I mean, obviously, Tom and I reuniting is a big deal to me. He's a dear friend and an incredible producer. But the opportunity to work with Ira and Corey, who are also dear friends and whom I do a show with, and Aslan over the years I've gotten to know very well, and he is a pros pro and friend as well. And Austin, I'm looking forward to working with you. And of course, I've known Michael Langston forever too, and he's as good as they come. So it's an opportunity to join forces with people that I know and love, who share a passion, who are professional, smart, fun to be around, entertaining, and informative. You can't ask for anything more than that. And now we get to do that in a way that is as thorough as you could possibly ask for. I could not be more excited, Gene.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. You started bringing it up, the possibility. And, As Ira said in the video you're going to see, that he just never thought it was going to happen, but it did. It came to fruition. It's not just, I'm going to let people know, you're working for Warchant, so it's not just, of course, it's great to have the Jeff Cameron Show every single day. Seminole Headlines back. We're talking pregame shows.
That's
We're
right.
talking. We'll release some details. Talking about a show with you and Ira every week.
Yeah, it's going to be a weekly show.
Get you two guys together,
season.
and like what we're doing now. This is what I love about this. There's so many negative things about the internet, but here's what I love now. We're seeing the interactivity of the fans. This is great because you guys, whether it's not just calling in like we used to do back in the day, but it's people interacting, asking us questions, making comments in real time. We can interact with them here. Eric Angel, by the way, thank you, Eric. $20 already on the board. We got your first donation.
How about that?
Thank you, buddy.
There we go, guys. I like this. This is
why Jeff saw the super chats and he goes, I saw Aslan and Corey getting all that money here from our good friends who were so overly generous with the tips, man, and he wanted to be a part of that. So I mean, that's neat too. But that's one of the wonderful things about technology, man. We are right there with the fans.
Yeah,
we'll be able to pop a cold one and sit there and talk about FSU sports and football, and hopefully, a season that's going to look better and better. I mean, we're getting all this off-season stuff has been really exciting with Mike Norvell. It's relatively speaking, not that they're going to make a playoff run, the fact that we see some real tangible improvements on the horizon. So that's kind of a neat place to be right now.
I think it's an amazing opportunity because, look, I was already excited about this season. And then we began to have these discussions when I realized ESPN was selling and where I was going to go next. And, luckily there were some people who wanted to talk to me about that. But when you and I sat down, it just made a lot of sense. And the more we talked about the possibilities, was it feasible? How would it work? And the more we saw eye to eye, the more excited I got. But I also thought about it this way, and just pragmatic. This is a fascinating campaign Florida State's about to embark on. And you got to figure where they're at. Now, listen, we've seen this program crash and burn over the last 4 years, and it's been brutal to try to cover and watch, and obviously our heartstrings, for our school, it's really difficult. But something to note with that is that the climb and the time spent watching the team rise back up from the ashes and have success is an awful lot of fun to cover. I will tell you that it is, because there will be trials and tribulations. We're going to be sitting around talking about what didn't go right, what did go right, what progress we saw, what still needs to be done. And certainly this is not a place in which people hold back opinions. We're able to go ahead and have those discussions. We don't always agree, but it's a lot of fun to hear that discourse, because that's what a fan base is. And that's what the message boards are. And that's what radio listeners do every day on their drive home. So it's ideal to watch this thing on the come up and really kind of analyze where they're at. It's a process. It's not always as quick as we'd like it to be, but it's something we do like to document. And I think professionally as well as personally, I couldn't be more excited to have this chance, because there's going to be a lot to talk about week to week. I mean, a lot. I mean, they're going to have some days where you think we're miles away. And there are going to be days where we go, okay, I see it. I see the vision. And we're going to get excited about those times too.
It's funny you brought that up, because you said we don't always agree. But man, one thing that always drew me to you, Jeff, and it's just you say what you feel. You don't hold back too much. And look, it rubs some people the wrong way. I get it, but that's the thing I always want my staff, man. We want legitimate opinions. I don't want you to be, I don't want you to be soft and mellowy or whatever. Everything's wonderful. I don't want sunshine and rainbows, but also you guys don't sensationalize either. There's a balance. There's a balance to be just serious and legitimate, and I think that's what I've tried to make Warchant a part of. Look. We're I guess they call it a fan site, whatever. I don't necessarily like that, because so much people with decades of experience, professionals, but we are here for the fans. We are with you. We understand the passion. We understand the pain, which there's been a lot of lately. Yeah. We can empathize with you on that stuff, but we're going to tell you straight. If it's bad, we're going to tell you. We want to talk about it. If it's positive, we're going to tell you about it. I think one thing you've been able to do, going back to all the crap you got back in the day, all the Jeff Bowden stuff. But I mean, I earned a lot. You earned a lot of respect from me and a lot of people, because you're able to stick your neck out for something you believed in. And as it turns out, you were pretty damn on the mark.
Well, it's weird too, on a day in which we did begin the show acknowledging the sad announcement from Coach Bowden and his family regarding his terminal illness. And I have nothing but immense respect for the man, nothing but love for the man. And let me just say this. Coach Bowden may have gotten angry with me back when I was giving those opinions, which you just alluded to, but he never ostracized me. He never pushed me away and said I couldn't cover the team. Never said, he respectfully disagreed with me, and I understand that. And I felt like I was doing my job, but I've grown up a little bit since then too. I mean, I'm now married with a family of my own, and I think I probably in times in the past may have crossed the line. I think there are other times I certainly was, as you just noted, spot on. It's not about being right there. It's about being genuine. It's about being authentic and being honest as best you can. And your analysis is sometimes spot on, sometimes it's not. But I just want to acknowledge that, yes, Coach Bowden never said, "Oh, that guy can't cover me." That guy, he was absolutely understanding. I've always appreciated that. So I know there are people that hold resentment. There are still others who say what you say, which is, it's a good thing you said that. Whatever that might be, that's in the past. I do know now, though, that has served me well, and I think it serves the listeners and the readers and anybody else who cares about Florida State well to get honest opinions about what we're seeing. So that won't change.
Yeah, and by the way, Shane, who's one of the pillars. We call them pillars when the guys who are just so generous, like Shane Kirkley is, man, $100.
Oh,
thank you, Shane. You're the man.
See, I can't see your screen. We've got this mic here, and I'm sorry.
We got all mics and crazy cameras all over the place.
Everybody, that's an amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy. But yeah, you're right on that. Again, if you missed the beginning of this, we gave our condolences to Coach Bowden and his family, and the news that came out today from the Democrat that he's got a terminal illness, and it's just somebody we have a ton of respect for. And you're right, Jeff. I've had so many personal experiences, and I've screwed up at times, and I early on trying to figure out my way, Coach Bowden, he a couple times I remember his golf cart, he'd come by, he'd pull me aside and, son, why did you do this? And that would, I'm like, Coach, you're right. He said, I'm going to, I'm for second chances. You screwed up on something, you reported, and he did. And I learned from it. And, I had a ton of respect for him. He didn't pop off. He didn't get mad at me. He just said, hey, why'd you do that? Let's not do that. Let's not make that mistake again. And 99% of coaches, the egos these guys have, they would not have behaved that way. So I owe so much to Coach Bowden for what he's done. And again, prayers to Coach and his family.
When you're cutting your teeth in the industry, there's a lot to learn, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And you only hope that when you make those mistakes, those that take issue with it, deal with it professionally and teach you another way, or show you what it is to have another side of things and to give you the greater context or bigger picture. I've dealt with coaches who don't. I know what it's like to be on the wrong end, even irrationally. So of coaches who maybe disagreed with something I've said. And, there's
read between the lines. You know who he's talking about.
There's a vast difference. But even those guys can be great too. It's just there are very different ways of dealing with things. And he was always a pro's pro. But I don't want to belabor the point. I did want to get it out there today because I accidentally tweeted out last Sunday, here you are on vacation. I ruined your vacation. I tweeted out how excited I was to announce what we're announcing today, because I couldn't wait. I was overzealous to announce this on Monday. And I get this, if you don't mind, I get this text from Gene Williams. And he says, Jeff, I really appreciate your enthusiasm. And I, too, am really excited about this. Can we hold off to maybe Wednesday or Thursday when I'm back in the country? Can we just do that? And then also I had one of my attorneys say, hey, dumbass, let's not do that just yet. Let Gene get back into the country and so we can dot some I's. And so anyhow, my apologies to all of you for having to delay it, but I'm glad we were able to.
But Jeff, it's the old, hey, speaking of coaches, one you say it's better to say whoa than giddy up.
Yeah.
I definitely had to say whoa there, son. You were getting out in front of your saddle a little bit there, but
I was excited.
But I like that. I love the enthusiasm, Jeff. You're going to bring that to Warchant. You're going to bring that to all the JCS listeners every single day, starting in a couple of weeks with Tom Lang. And again, all these people on YouTube and Facebook and all the various outlets that we have. And again, you can listen if you're not on time. And the nice thing, we'll talk about the time frame later. We should have it set up where you can listen to podcasts by the time you're driving home from work.
That is correct.
So you got a little wake up Warchant in the morning on your way to work, whatever you do. And then on the way home, we got you covered.
Yeah, that's one thing. And we'll get more specific about the airtime for the Jeff Cameron show. But I will say that it's certainly working towards my friends at 93.3 FM and Real Talk Radio. This is all but almost ironed out about exactly how it's going to look. I just want to save the details for next week, early next week. But this is going to be a great partnership. So, Gene, I thank you again, and I want to thank all the subscribers and those on YouTube and everybody else that's listened over the years. I have so many people to thank in the coming days, and I will do that. But for now, it's great to be aboard the Warchant.com.
There you go. Got the shirt already, man. We're all
Gene
set.
comes prepared. Walked through the door with a shirt. Threw it every way. So it's good. It's a good fit, and it feels that way to me too. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, let me preface this really quick. When we come back, I got a chance to talk to Tom Lang in Charlotte at the ACC kickoff. It's first year I haven't been there in forever, and so I feel a little bit like a fish out of water not being able to document that in person. I did